don't just mean with diet and exercise, although that is being highlighted massively here as well. But it's clean up our lives, clean up our shit, take responsibility. Like when somebody gets clean, when they've been on, alcohol or drugs or whatever, and they go into rehab and they have to do counseling and they have to do all of this stuff, which makes them see the old patterns clearly. They understand why they do stuff. They understand where their trauma comes from. And they've got to do that. That is one of the biggest tests of sobriety, to actually see what was the cause of your non-sobriety. What were you trying to escape? Where was the pain? So this is what this Virgo moon is asking us to do, almost put ourselves in rehab, rehabilitation. Now, rehabilitation, they're saying there, this is like, how do we want to inhabit the world? The way we were before this all happened, were we inhabiting the world in the best way that we could? Because they're saying if we weren't, this is where we are getting a chance to re-inhabit the world. How do we want to show up in the world? How do we want to be seen? How do we want to be of service? Because at this moment in time, there is so much we need to be of service. It is our responsibility, and yes, I get that, Gardner Happy, right? This is people appear to have gotten angrier and meaner because people are scared. This is what it is. There was a thing I was reading the other day that was saying the more scared people get, the more right wing they get. If they think they are in danger, people become less kind. It's a crazy, messed up world, and I feel we are being played on. This is being played on us. So these people that are angrier and meaner, yes, it's hard to see it. Breaks my heart to see the world how it is. Breaks my heart to see the venom that is coming from people, but they are in fear. So what we've got to do, the ones that see it for what it is not condemn them. It is to love them. If somebody is in fear, what do? Do you outcast them? No, you don't. You open your arms to them. You say, come here. This is a safe place. I am not going to argue with you. I will listen to you. I will respect your views. But I may be able to show you a different way. I will show you the way back to love. And this is what we need to do. And this is why it is so important for all of us to be in this place. I'm not in this place at this moment. Honestly, I couldn't care less with people at the minute. I really couldn't. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with the human race. Send me to the moon. Yet these messages that are coming through here, are not telling me why it is so important me doing what I'm doing. We talk about light workers. I hate that term. I really hate that term. It's been bastardized so much. But if we have that light that can light that little torch and show somebody there is a different way, show somebody that they can be in love rather than in fear, and show somebody that their life can be different based on their perception of what life can be, then this is our duty to humanity to do it. So we've got to shine. Even if we feel dark, we've got to find that within us, that light within us, that light within our heart. Even if our heart is heavy, we need to lighten it. And this is why this Virgo new moon is saying, anything that is making this heavy, get rid of it. We need to get rid of it because we need to be lighter. We need to be shining. We need to be not caught up in the drama. This is all about Dharma. So when we see these people that are arguing, these people that are saying, if you don't get the thing, then I hope you die and blah, 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 and you shouldn't be allowed in hospital. Realize that is coming from a fear that that person has been brainwashed. I'm not saying that I'm right what I'm saying here, it's a personal choice. But know that when somebody is being that aggressive towards something, that is coming from a place of deep fear. You know, say to them, okay, I love you. I hope you remain well. I really do. I don't wish you dead because you have a different opinion to me. I still want to love you through that. And this is what we've got to do, and that's it. We need to lead this way, and we need to lead this way from our hearts. If we are getting caught up in this drama and caught up in this segregation and caught up in this us and them, we're part of the problem. And we need to be part of the solution here. This is what they're saying, I had somebody message me the other day. I'd put something on. I can't even remember what it was. I'm trying to stay away from the political stuff. And I put something on and somebody messaged me and said, what are your views on this, Tanya? And I told them my views. And they said, thank you. I have nobody to talk to about this. I am really in a bad place because every time I try to mention my concerns, I'm shot down. And now I don't talk about them, but I don't feel right about them. So thank you for just making that little post because, just speaking to you has made me feel better. And this is what we need to do. Exactly, Chloe. We need to be tolerant, And there was something I posted yesterday on Instagram. I don't know if it's still there, and it made so much sense. And it's at the end of the day, I'd rather be excluded for who I include than be included for who I exclude. We cannot say we're spiritual beings if we exclude people because of their personal preference or whatever. This has taken us back to, back hundreds and hundreds of years. And in order to see this change, we need to go into our future with an open heart, an open mind, and with love. Yeah, there is totally an agenda. I couldn't even get onto here today. I've been locked out of all of my accounts. I am getting spammed. I am getting people pretend to be me. I am getting anything where I'm almost at the point of going, you know what? I'm coming off social media altogether. But then I know that's what they're trying to do. So those that are speaking their truth, we've got to do it. There's an amazing, I don't know if anybody follows him, a guy, Mark Groves. His page on Instagram is Create the Love, and he talks a lot about relationships, and he's had to open his own page called It's Mark Groves, and he's talking a lot about what's going on. And honestly, I am so in awe of this guy, because this guy is being out there, he's putting himself on the line, he is talking rationally and everything, and he's, he says it's his responsibility to do it. And I feel this is it, and we've got to speak our truth. We've got to, there are people that in the past that lost their lives for this. They spoke their truth. Look at the Emil Pankhurst, all of this, Joan of Arc, shit like that. I'm not afraid I was born to do this. And there is a time, this is the time that we need to be in our truth. Truth does not mean aggression. It does not mean aggression. It doesn't mean we take another side from those that, might not believe in what we believe. It means we open our hearts and our arms to them. We give them that security and that comfort and that safeness that they desperately need at the moment. And that is our truth. Our truth is we are human beings. It doesn't matter what color our skin is. It doesn't matter that we think differently to somebody else. It means that we all feel in the same way, and that we love our fellow man, woman, child, whatever. It doesn't matter, and this is what we've got to come through. And I think this Virgo moon is clean ourselves up, see what debris has attached itself to us over this last 18 months. because we have got it. You know, have you ever, I mean, I'm a smoker, but can you remember when you used to be able to smoke in pubs? And, you know, you would go out and the next morning you would go to put your jacket on. You'd go, oh God, that stinks of smoke. This happens psychically as well. We pick up psychic debris. So you think this 18 months that we have gone through this big change in the world, every single one of us has been affected by that. Every single one. And there will be remnants of that clinging to us psychically. You know, there will be remnants of that internally within us. And this is where we have got to almost have a detox, clean ourselves again, you know, get ourselves cleaned up. It's not that they are the enemy, these ones feeling different, you know, and we are the ones that are right. It means those are the ones who may have been targeted. Okay? So what do? If we just go, well, they've been targeted, we don't want that, you know, we're going to go this way. That makes us just as bad. So what we've got to do is we have got to live in our truth. We've got to live in our authenticity. We have got to be the change we want to see in the world. And you know what? When we are there standing our light, this is when people will come to us and go, how do you do that? I had when this whole thing started, the amount of messages that I received from people that had mocked my work, that had laughed at me, that had all of this, they all said, you know, Tanya, there's something. Can you please help? Can you please help me to understand? You know, and that's it. The people, they need to know where to come, because eventually people will realize, hold on, not everything is making sense. You know, but if we've ostracized them and we're that far away, who are they then going to come to for help? You know, this is it. There's no discrimination, okay? When you come from love, there's none of it. There's discrimination when we look at religions and the man-made idea of love, but that is not true spirituality, you know? That is not the true meaning of love. There is no discrimination within that. So this is where we've got to be strong. And this is what this Virgo moon is asking us to do, but we need to clean up our own lives in order to do that. And it will get worse before it gets better. But we've got to go into our shadows. Everybody who has worked with, you know, with their own work, with their own healing or whatever, they know it's got to get darker before it gets lighter. Anybody who's worked with plant medicine, you know, knows that there is no bad trips. We are given exactly what we need. So what we need to do in that time is take it on board, no matter how hard it gets. Know that this is for us and know that we have to act accordingly. Okay? So, yeah, I mean, this is somebody saying there about the thing. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, you know, and it's getting harder to travel around as well without this. But yeah, I mean, Australia's experiencing it worse, you know, Canada, all of this. But if we're focusing on that, we're not focusing on how we can help that, you know. If we have friends in Canada, in Australia, or whatever, reach out to them, okay? Right, okay, this is the way. You know, if you think this video might help them, send them this. You know, it's like I say, we need to bring this light to where it's dark. Yes, we've got to go in the shadows, but we don't let them consume us. This is when our hearts get heavy, you know, and this is why coming on here and doing something like this, it's boom, straight away. And look at the light in the room. The room's actually got lighter, you know, since I started this. And this is where the healing happens. So it's like I say, we're not focusing on the problems. We're focusing on shining through the problems. You know, what's that song? We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. And it's keep shining through just like you always do. You know, when people are talking, they're saying it's like what Nazi Germany is. Remember that stopped. Our grandparents, look at what they went through. You know, look at what they went through, the Blitz, all of that. You know, but they all still came out of it, and they came out of it better people. You know? So like I say, focus on what is going to make this better, not on what is making this worse. Are we going to be part of the problem, or are we going to be part of the cure? And I feel this is what the Virgo moon is asking us, to clean up our act. Notice what we're saying. Notice where we're not coming from that place of deep love, from not coming from that place of hope, and not coming from that place of faith. Because if people see the likes of us losing hope, what are they going to do? You know, we've got to show them that there's always hope. And remember, with Pandora's box, you know, when all of the ills of the world were unleashed, the thing that was left in that box was hope. Okay, and remember, Virgo is the healer. It's Virgo energy. It is the healer, the Florence Nightingale of spirituality, you know, possibly the wounded healer like Chiron, but it is the healer. So this is what we've all got to look at these next couple of weeks. You know, where do we need to heal ourselves in order to be able to help to heal others? You know, where do we need to clean up our act? Where are we not coming from the heart? And where are we not being true and authentic to who we truly are? Where have we been affected by this that still needs a little bit clean up? You know, give ourselves a spit and polish kind of thing. So I think that's all they have to say about that. It's like Forrest Gump, isn't it? That's all I have to say about that. So does that make sense? Yeah. What's that? My core is swirling since being given this. Yeah, you know, I mean, we're going to get this. We're going to feel it. We're going to feel it because this is what we're meant to do. And when we go with what feels right and what doesn't feel right, this is where we can guide it. When we get into our head and we start to think, you know, that is where there is a problem. It's always go into our feels. Okay? Always go into our feels. So, right, I'm going to do readings for the earth signs. Earth signs, right? Okay. Right, so this is for the earth. Yeah, there'll be light at the end of the tunnel because all of